Hi, my name's Rob. I'm from Active Health Clinic, and in this video I'm going to talk about stress, allostasis and allostatic load. And I appreciate these words might not make any sense to you right now, but they will. So stress. Stress is something that we all experience, and I suppose that word is a little bit loose, but basically it's something that is in every day, and it's not always a bad thing. It's something that we basically need to survive in small doses, but it can get out of hand, and I'll just explain how that can lead to chronic health conditions. So in our bodies, we've all got like a set point about how things function. So things like our heart rate, our breathing rate, our digestive rate, our metabolic rate, what have I not mentioned? Our blood pressure. So all of these things have kind of like a set point, okay? And that's what we call homeostasis. So when our body is operating at that set point, nothing's really pushing it around, then we're said to be in our homeostatic zone. Now, things that can alter our homeostasis are challenges or stresses in life. So if we've got, I'm just going to draw this, if we've got some stresses, that just temporarily alters our homeostasis. So let's just say, for example, we need to stand up and walk somewhere. That's going to nudge our heart rate and our blood pressure up a little bit to enable us to do that. Now, I'm just going to introduce a new word called allostasis. That is our body's ability to actually move from homeostasis into a bit more of to rise to a challenge, basically. So whenever we have something that stresses or challenges our body, allostasis is taking place. Now, that's completely fine as long as we have a period of recovery afterwards to return to homeostasis here and here. But where things can go wrong is if we actually don't have enough ability to recover, or if our recovery is inadequate. Okay, what happens there is that stress can start to accumulate, and you can see that happening here. So we've got our homeostatic set point along this line, but certain stresses in our lives might be accumulating and preventing us from totally resting. So our body is always looking out for ways to adapt and become more in tune with the world around us and rise to needs and challenges. So it will upregulate our homeostasis if our body detects that our life is just constantly full of stress and we're not really recovering properly. So this might mean a chronic state of increased heart rate or increased blood pressure, or an increased just stress arousal, basically. And this can lead to our body learning a new set point. And this is called, the difference between that set point and the original one is called allostatic load, so that build-up of stress in our lives. Now, what does this actually have to do with chronic illnesses? Well, we've actually got a very finite amount of, or ability to have stress in our lives. So once we reach the end of our capacity, our body is likely to end up in dysfunction, and that can show up as chronic fatigue, or it can show up as chronic pain or POTS, or mental health conditions as well. So I hope that has provided some explanation as to why or what stress has to do with these sorts of conditions. And if you have found this useful, please have a look at our other videos. There are a couple of other videos around this sort of theme on our YouTube.